Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers. And it is a new year. It is a new day here on Agaris. And it is time to show that I once again have power over Klang. It does not control me, I control it. And to do that, I have created an abomination. Something that should not be possible, but yet it is. You can see it right now. It's just peeking there through the railing. But we can pop into my character, and we can head on down from the top of the ATC, which I will need to finish soon. I'll make this place look good. And we can see this abomination that I have created, and has been lovingly named by the people who watch me build it in the live stream, the Kanajashi. This is a helicopter, and this is no ordinary helicopter. This thing uses the power of rotors and the jiggly forces of Klang, as you can see this thing just shaking away, to fly. That's right, folks. This thing flies using just the power of spinning aerodynamic wings in air. And as such, we are going to use this, do some field tests with it, and head on up to Uranium so that we can fix those dang broken down wheels on the Marauder. And then once we fix those, we can drive the Marauder back home. So, let us first show off the Kanajashi. Get our spectator cam down here so we can fly and see its insides. First off, as we are starting at the front, we've got a camera for targeting, a couple autocannons. We've got a spotlight that can be able to track our targets. And if we fly inside, you can see we've got the cockpit all set up, and underneath it is all piped in with reinforced small conveyors, which have a wonderful layer of armor plate underneath them to save them from being damaged by small arms fire. Coming up here, an entire whack of gyros. This thing is actually controllable. A small reactor, just in case we need to have some fuel out in the field. But primarily is going to be based on these electron matrix banks. As these things, each one of these holds 25 megawatts in a 1x1x1 space. This is 75 megawatts of power storage. Now, at the moment, they're not fully charged. They take 5 hours to fully charge. You think it's silly, like, trying to recharge small batteries? Recharging these things. However, they already have, like, 1.5 megawatts in each of them. And that is like having 3 large batteries on small grid. Because those only hold 1 megawatt. So these are going to be crazy. Timer there for controlling some stuff, programmable block. We got a remote control just in case I need to use that. An antenna up the top there so that this thing can speak with other stuff. Then we have the rotor shaft. So this thing, 3 rotors stacked on top of each other, jiggling away like they should. It is our main power for this flight. Very fragile, but very cool. In the back here are some more gyros, including one that is overridden to get rid of some wiggliness and wobbliness while we're flying, as well as a medium cargo container with access through the top, such that we can fill it with ammunition, which is currently to run all of our various weapons out on the wings, including the assault cannons and 4-pack of warfare missile launchers on each side. So that's a good burst of missiles if I ever need them, plus some sniping potential with the assault cannons, and then auto autocannons for taking out enemy ships. Heading back into the tail, we got a couple thrusters for some movement and some stability. We actually don't need this. We can fly it actually just like a helicopter, but having the ability to have thrusters makes precision landing that much easier. Going back through the tail, the conveyors are all the way along the tail, all the way back to a rear turret, such that if we're needing to run away from something, we're being chased by certain drones, this can at least put some pain onto those drones while we are in full flight. And that is the Kanajashi. And I'm very, very happy with this design. And I think it couldn't be any better. I mean, realistically, it could. I probably want to put a piston or something on there somewhere with a mag plate so I can properly dock it if I need to. But at the moment, it's awesome. And as such, we should go take it for a test flight. So we're going to jump in here into our little Kanajashi. We're going to take our matrix cells, matrix banks off of recharge. And we shall start moving forward. We need to get ourselves out of the hangar before we can really start taking off. And once we've cleared the hangar, ATC, helicopter, looking for clearance. If you look at 1 and 2 on our bar, it is a script made by DF Prakash, the wonderful man who makes all my scripts. It allows you to control the exact position of a rotor, and I can increase or decrease the angle of the blades on the rotor here by 1 degree with each press. So if you look here, you can see how these are just ever so slightly moving as I'm doing this. What I found is about, say, 4 or 5 degrees is a good a good angle to start taking off with. All of our thrusters are on, allowing us to have a little bit better control here. But we'll start up our rotors with the timer block on 3. Rotors are kicked in. We also have a gyro and override that we just turned on that is counteracting some spin. We can now start to slowly increase the pitch of our rotors until we start to gain some altitude. And we have taken off. The Kanajashi is airborne. It's slightly unstable. You do need to babysit the roll a little bit, but this thing can fly. And I'm not sure what I want to have on those 2 text panels I have on the outside, the little LCDs. You'll probably put some like better or something on there with like a automatic LCD script or something, but I'm not sure what to put there yet. Oh, maybe a damage readout would be good on one of them. Yeah. What we can do now is that we can cut our angle a little bit on our rotors that we're not raising up anymore. And then we can actually turn off our dampeners and pitch forward, and we'll start flying just like a helicopter. Look at this! It works! It's a little jerky, yes, but it functions. It completely functions. It's silly that it works so well. Yeah, if you want to see the creation of this design, you can head back to the live stream I did right before the holidays, and it shows off me experimenting with this and creating this amazing contraption. So, for now, we can now come back in for a landing. We have our rotors in a neutral position, so we're not really gaining or losing height. We'll fly back over the facility. We'll re-trigger our dampeners, allowing our thrusters to take care of any sideways momentum, while the rotor just does our vertical momentum. And then we can cut the angle on the rotor propellers here such that we will start to descend. Cut them again. Continuing descending down. And bring them back a little bit to soften our landing. And we can start to head inside the hangar while still rotating away. And once we are in position here, press 3 to turn off the rotors, park it up, wait for the blades to stop spinning, and then get out. Otherwise, you might pop out, and when you pop out, you might be like standing right here, and then the blades will give you a let's just say they'll decapitate your ass. Because damn, those things hurt. And we just plug it back in to the charging station and put the electron matrices back into charge mode. Start saving up some power. But realistically, even if, let's just check that. If I take that off, I put these back into normal mode, and I put the rotors back on, we have 2 days of hover time, essentially. And if we're moving around, we got a couple hours. So, this is pretty decent for its fuel consumption. Well, plug it in, so it gets a little more fuel while we do some other stuff to it. We also have that RTG, which is full of nuclear fuel, so that if we need to, we can get a bunch of nuclear power, essentially. 500 kilowatts. It's not enough to run everything, but is actually enough to fly if we are not using our thrusters for sort of station keeping. But what we need to do now is we're going to do some more testing of that helicopter, and our big journey for it is going to be going up to the North Pole. We need to head to uranium because I think it was the build and repairs. They stole my frickin' wheels. Damn it. I need those wheels. Realistically, I don't need to actually rebuild the wheels. As long as I bring enough stuff for a piston, what I should be able to do is put the piston on the side of this thing and then push down enough that I can add even just the bare wheel without building it up. And that should be enough to drive out of here, because this is just flat. Like, there's nothing. And we would just head this way, and then eventually we would get to the coast, and then when we get here, we'll just find a nice spot where it's easy to get out, like get back into the water, and just run right off the edge, right into the water. And then we don't need to care about our wheels until we're back closer to home. But we do need to sail all the way home, which, for thinking about it, when we leave the North Pole, we'll go this way. We'll probably go through all this stuff. We'll head down this way, which we can sail past our titanium mine and check on how it's doing. And then we can just sail all the way back around through here and right back up out of the water right there. So we shouldn't need our wheels until we're all the way home, essentially. As such, I don't actually have to carry that much to head on up there. I'll go grab a little bit of water, because my character, and also me in real life, is getting thirsty. So I will take a wonderful drink. Yay, juicy water. And I'm thinking, because this little transport crate actually has some pretty good storage size, It's all I actually really need just to get some resources up there to replenish those wheels. If you take a look at the inventory of this particular ship, the cockpit's empty, but all the cannons and the medium cargo container that it has is actually full of ammo. The RTG is full of nuclear fuel, and we're fully loaded on missiles. As such, there isn't really space to take everything we need for a piston and some wheels. So I was thinking we could take this little space right here, and we could take away this block and put a block there, and then put that container there, and then that would be that. We would just fly out with that container. Then when we're done, we just replace that piece of armor and slice the container off and grind it up, and it'll be done. No need to do anything special about it. So we grab a little bit of that and set that up. Then we just need to fill it with the resources and fly on off. And I think this thing should be able to fly properly with that connected. So if we put it here, and we put this on it, which will have that facing backwards. I need construction bonus. Didn't I grab those? Really? I just literally grabbed those, I thought. Very strange. Sometimes, man, sometimes building the build planner simply doesn't do what I want it to do. It says that it's grabbed all the resources, but it doesn't. And I mean, realistically, that looks kind of cool, having a container there. And I could set it up where I have like a merge block on the inside, because there's room there, and a merge block on the outside, and I could like para-drop resources this way with this helicopter. Fly over, let it loose, thing will drop a while, automatic parachute, just put a little alkaline battery or something on it, and they can get a transport crate full of goodies. So now, all I gotta do is fill that up with some wheels and piston stuff, which will just take me a minute. Alright, so this is stockpiled with a fair amount of resources. I believe that's everything I need. These only need two basic computers. I brought 4, so I can make 2 pistons while I'm there, and a bunch of other various resources. I should be okay to go here. My matrix banks, you can see all the other ones that are incomplete in the nuclear facility. They have currently stored power is 2.33 megawatts each. I believe these two are at 1.63. This one I built earlier at 2.34. But considering there's like 5 megawatts of power here, I should be fine in terms of the amount that I'm using for flight. We can turn off our charge and start backing out of here. We've got our little cargo load there. We have to make sure we get up and over that little bump. Okay. We've broken the tether from base. And we shall see. We've got our thrusters on for station keeping. We are going to activate our rotors. We're going to save because I'm frightened. And we're going to start to increase our pitch here. I had to actually add more pitch than normal because we're heavy. And we are lifting off. And we have enough power to fly here for a day. So as such, we're going to point ourselves in the direction of uranium. We're going to pitch forward slightly. We're going to turn off our dampeners and up our pitch on our rotors. And we are flying. We have 3 days of power with this flight. Dude, that's amazing. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to keep the little bit of the... I'm going to turn off the backwards thrusters. I'm going to turn the dampeners on for the left and right. So that way I get a little bit of dampening just to keep myself on track. Lose a little bit more power, but that's okay. And we are rotating right a little bit. So I'm having to fight that by holding down Q in order to rotate. What we can do is we can pop into our override here, and we can increase the roll override. Something like -0.25. That seems to have gotten most of it. Say -0.3. And that seems to have gotten it, pretty much. Now, this isn't a... this definitely isn't a machine that you are going anywhere fast in. That's for goddamn sure. This is just the fact that it functions. I mean, that is some screenshot material right there. Oh, yeah, baby. Screenshot me. Woo! And now, we can make our very long flight up to uranium. We can do this by increasing our pitch on our blades until about 15 degrees here. So they're catching the air some more. And again, our roll to the right has increased even more so. Oh, it's probably because the amount of pitch I have gives me the different quantities of roll. Yeah, probably. But we can start heading our way over there. And as I'm flying along here, there's a little bit of scariness over there in the distance as a fighter docking station and a hunchback dropship are exchanging fire. Thankfully, I'm far the hell away from that stuff, and I don't have to worry about it. But here we are. We've managed to get all the way out to the Marauder. Holy crap, that took a while flying this thing. This thing is not very fast. And I don't really want to fly this thing all the way out here again. That was not entertaining. This thing is very wiggly, and you need to babysit it constantly. Oh, I'm beginning to wonder if it was the right choice. As we are coming in over top here, we will level out, use our thrusters here to hold position, and then we will start to cut our angle on our blades, and we will start to descend. Excellent. We can pretty much cut our angles down to 0 degrees. That will allow us to descend fairly rapidly, essentially parachuting with our rotating blades here, as they're getting a little bit of lift, but not enough for to keep the machine in the air. And as we get close, we'll increase our propellers a little bit more, and we can maneuver over to the Marauder. Although I'm going to be careful here and make sure I land without smacking anything, because that would be very sad. You get all the way out here, and then the moment of truth is a little crater in the ground. But we shall drop down right on top of our uranium waypoint here, as Kanajashi is coming in for its inaugural landing in the North Pole. And then that is not what I wanted to do. Ah, there we go. Turn off our rotors. And we have landed! Yay! We made it! flew all the way out to the North Pole on nothing but pure Klang. Oh, that's so good. The light currently sucks, but we will figure it out. So, what we need to do now is get the resources from here, slap it on here, and lift this bad boy out of here. Which, oh, it's, yeah, I figured it would do this. Those sides of this are not right. So I need to bring this down a bit. You are part into the ground. So that I can place this there? Really? Okay. Let me go one more block out. Down? Really? I can't place it there? I have to place it here? Okay, fine. Well, at least we're going to go in here and then reverse. And that should be enough distance to lift it up enough. Oh my god, are you too heavy? Are you actually stuck in the ground? That is a very good question. Are you, like, glitched now, Mr. Boat? In which case, I'll just have to copy and paste it. I don't know. I don't know if that thing can control the thrusters. This, Dan. Oh yeah, we're glitched into the ground. Okay, this is not my fault. This is just the game being weird. This should lift this up, but I think that these are literally like fused with the voxels here. So let us reverse this and do a quick copy paste of this thing. It's this way. Right here. One block up. Boom, boom. Right? Is this thing just too heavy or something? Okay. I think this thing's a little heavy. Max impulse. Let's go. Full speed. Really? Oh, that is not good. How? Oh! Wait! Oh, the sunlight underneath! That's amazing! It looks perfect! We've done it! We've jacked it up! Okay, we gotta get into a seat now, real quick. And wheels on the left. Add wheels. Baby, we've done it! That is awesome. We can cut that off. This can just be salvaged, or it could just be left here. I don't really care. Wheels are being replaced. Oh, shit, I still have creative mode on. Oh, no! The wheels are replaced for free. I'm sorry, everyone. I didn't mean to. Ugh. Oh, well. I will sacrifice what's in this box, because it was what I needed to replace them all. So I will cut this thing off, and I will sacrifice the box to Klang. Boop. There we go. It's the resources I needed to do that anyway, so yeah, so sue me. So now that the Marauder has been so expertly repaired, we can activate our rotors again. And start to slowly pick off here. And we need to find a spot where we can land. on this thing. Which is going to be difficult. Because we need to take this Kanajashi back with us. And I don't want to leave it here. So I'm guessing the only spot that we're going to have that is going to be somewhat decent is going to be... So my pitch going downwards is a bit too much. My override. That's my yaw. That was fine. At my pitch at negative 0.1. Probably be better. Still coming down slightly, but that's fine. And I can't hit those antennas, which is going to be annoying. So I can't stop on top of there as well as before. I wonder where I'm going to put my little Kanajashi ass. I might need to make a little docking platform for it off to the side of this thing in order for it to have enough space to plunk its butt down. In that case, let's come back over here and come back in for a landing. Oh, I'm so surprised how well this thing flies. It's so good. And wait for the rotors to stop so I don't get decapitated. Very good. See, that's a good thing I waited for a while there. So the water line is right here. So I want this to be above water line. But what I could do, at least temporarily, is literally just go and do a little platform off the side like this. And I think I can land there. Especially if I extend it back this way a little bit. I think that's big enough. So if I look at this here, and I look at it in terms of big block. Come on, let me do big block. So if I'm center a big block, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 big blocks out. But it'll be over top of this thing. So I center there, go 1, 2, 3. There should be just barely enough room. Maybe one more. I think I can land there. Okay. Activate again. Take off again. And we'll go into just a nice controlled hover here. Oh, I'm so used to pressing C to control my altitude. Oh my god, I have to hit it 1 and 2 on my keyboard. It's not something I can actually control that easily. It's so weird flying this thing. Okay, that is there. Park. Actually, keep my parking on. Kanajashi's online. Okay, it's on the thing. And I can tuck it in a little bit closer and do better centering now that the rotors are stopped. Oh, dear God. Park. Hey! The Kanajashi's on the ship. And now we can take the Marauder and we can head on home. And hope that the Kanajashi stays there, which it's not. Okay. I think I should have saw this coming. I should have added some sort of landing gear system to this thing. Oh, do I have anything that I need to make a mag plate? Probably not. Ooh, what about landing gear? Are they any different? No. God damn it. Okay. I need to do this. I need to do this just for the safety of my contraption here. I'm sorry. I need to add a mag plate to this somehow. I need to put a piston and a mag plate on this, which would probably be here. For now. So that way this thing can at least travel with me. I will sacrifice resources when I get home. I'm sorry. I must do it. Alright. New piston. Come on. Alright. Really? You're going to do that to me? You're not going to allow me to control you? Reverse? That's a little wiggly. But all we should really need to be able to do is just tensor it up. There you go. There's the Kanajashi. And we can, for that piston, take the maximum distance and say put it down to 1.5 or something along those lines. So that it is not so high in the air. And, finally, it involves some Klang, it involves some little bit of cheatiness. I'm sorry, but Kanajashi is coming with us. And we are going to be driving over that piston that we built. And heading on home. We have got a very long sail and drive ahead of us. And we got 87 kilometers to the flak tower. At least that's through the planet. So it's probably more like, say, 100 kilometers going around the planet. And we gotta avoid that fighter and docking station. We are gonna head in this direction. But we've done it. We've made a helicopter using nothing but the power of Klang. And it actually functions. And I'm super happy about that. We are going to be heading home with the Marauder. More than likely, this is going to be my next live stream. We can send this thing home. And I'm excited for that. But for now, thanks for watching. And Happy New Year's. As well as good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.